Aberdeen lost a player to Serie A last year, and it looks like they could be losing another player to Serie A this year, with Torino declaring that Duke is one of their top targets for the upcoming season, and they're going to try and sign him this summer. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Duke has obviously had a great season for Aberdeen, but unfortunately for Aberdeen, having a great season, delivering on the pitch, that also means you attract interest from other clubs. And we've known there's a lot of clubs wanting the signature of Duke, especially down in England, a place where Duke says he wanted to go. He did come out in a statement last year and say that he moved to Aberdeen in order to get himself a move to England. That was his reason for going, because he's seen Scottish football as like a stepping stone to get down to England. Since then, he retracted those statements and said he's happy playing in Aberdeen. But let's be real, if an English club, a good English club, came in for Duke, then you feel like he would probably accept that. And there has been some clubs, there's been some Championship clubs, but recently we've had some Premiership clubs, including Everton, come in for Duke. So that just shows you how well he performed, the fact that Everton are interested in signing him. But now it is Torino, and Torino are looking to make a bid relatively soon for Duke. And he had a key season for Aberdeen. 18 goals in 43 games is a very solid return for an Aberdeen player. He was also named Aberdeen Player of the Year, and he was included in both the PFA Scotland and the SPFL Team of the Year. So very, very impressive, the fact that he managed to get into both of those teams and be named the Aberdeen Player of the Year. And when you consider how many goals Miofsky scored as well, I think it's even more impressive for Duke that he wasn't like just he wasn't like the main man for Aberdeen. You know, they had two guys capable of scoring the goals, and yet somehow they managed to still share a decent amount of goals between them. So I think Duke had a really good year at Aberdeen, and I would not be surprised to see him go. Now, Torino finished 10th last season in the Serie A, and I think they will be looking to try and improve on that. But we've seen like good players go from Scotland to Italy, such as Lewis Ferguson, Aaron Hickey. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this move happen. There's also rumours of Motherwell fullback Max Johnson leaving to go to the Serie A. There's numerous Serie A clubs involved in him. So I think this could be something that we see more often. Italian sides maybe looking and scouting in Scotland, thinking that not only can they get good, young, promising players, but they can also get them on the cheap, because Scotland tend to sell. The players tend to have lower values than in other leagues, which is a problem for us. And I think the only way we can stop that is to just maybe offer players better contracts, try and give them a bit more money, try and keep them for longer in terms of years, maybe get them signed down to 3, 4, 5-year deals, and maybe just be a bit more patient, maybe not accept the first offer that comes in for clubs, because we've seen it in the past, like Scottish clubs, like, you know, they can get more money for a player, but they just can't refuse it. The money's like too good for them to refuse, and they just accept bids that, you know, aren't really worth it. So we'll see what Aberdeen accept. His contract is due to run out at the end of 2025, so he's still got a decent amount of time left on his contract. Aberdeen signed him for, I believe, around the 400,000 mark from the Benfica BC side last season. So I think we could be looking at least, I think we should be getting 7 figures. I think Aberdeen should be at least demanding 7 figures for Duke. I could see more than $1 million though, possibly 2 million. Yeah, I'd say around about 2 million. I think is definitely doable. The guy's had a good season. The guy's still young. I believe he's, 24 years old. So, yeah, no, Duke, in my opinion, can get a good amount of money here. And I think Aberdeen should be willing to hold on to him and not just accept the first offer that comes. Another thing that I think can help Aberdeen is there is numerous clubs interested in Duke. You've got Torino interested. You've got Everton interested. And there's numerous clubs from the Championship, including Burnley, Blackburn Rovers, and Hull City, all interested in Duke. So it's not like Aberdeen are just trying to get a bid from one particular club. There's multiple clubs involved, and maybe Aberdeen could start a bidding war and get that money to go up for Duke. Or maybe they don't want to get a bidding war. Maybe they want to keep Duke for the upcoming season. Now, Duke, even though he said that he plans to leave Scottish football, he did say that he wouldn't mind staying this season, and with the add-on of the additional European group stage football, is that something that could keep Duke at the club? Possibly. I mean, it's an attraction, and who knows, if he performs well in Europe, maybe his price goes up, and maybe he gets even bigger teams interested in him. So, I mean, it's a big decision for Duke. Does he leave now, or does he wait another season? Personally, I'd wait another season. I think if he stays at Aberdeen, he'll have another season at least similar to this season, as long as he can stay injury-free and he's got the European football. And if he can perform well and impress in European football, then you're going to have bigger clubs. You're going to be on a larger scale. You're going to have a larger audience, a bigger platform, and I think it's more potential for him to get bigger and better clubs interested in him. So, yeah, big decision for Duke. I would personally stay at least this year at Aberdeen if I was him, but I mean, it's entirely up to Duke. I think Aberdeen will want to keep him, but again, if an offer comes in that's too good, if they start getting offered multiple millions, if they get offered like 2 or 3 for Duke, then can Aberdeen turn that down? We'll wait and see, but interestingly enough, they did sign Leighton Clarkson the other day there for apparently 7 figures, breaking their transfer record fee. So who knows, maybe Aberdeen are going to splash the cash a little bit. Maybe they're going to spend this guaranteed European money. Maybe they're going to try and keep that money and try and use that to hold on to Duke. So we'll wait and see, guys, over the next couple of days. My gut instinct tells me, though, that Duke will not be an Aberdeen player for the upcoming season. I hope I'm wrong, because I think he's a good addition to the league, and I like watching him play, and I think he will give Aberdeen a better chance of doing well in Europe than without him. But yeah, for me, I do think he will leave, guys. But let me know what you think down below, and if there's any more news, if there's an official bid here for Torino, if there's a number, then we will give it to you here on Fog Football. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.